Hello, friends. I am getting started just a little bit early today because I want to make sure that everything's working correctly. I had some typical difficulties before, and we just don't want that to happen again. So, we will get going here shortly. All right, perfect. That is working correctly. Yay, yay, yay. Gonna get everything connected. Right. And we will get started in just a moment. Alrighty, guys, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. So hang around and stick around for our free training today. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited to have you here today. We are live. While people are still joining, go ahead and drop a comment of where you're tuning in from. I love to see where everyone is coming from. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. We go live regularly with free marketing trainings just about every week, and you don't want to miss it. All right. Let's go ahead and share my screen. All right, we got a good crowd coming in. Let me tell you what we're covering today because this is one I've been wanting to do for a while. We are talking about search everywhere marketing and why most small business owners are completely invisible to a huge chunk of their potential customers right now, and the exact system to fix it. By the end of this, you're going to have a real framework on how you can start doing this and use it this week. So let's get into it. Search everywhere marketing, building a digital omnipresence that actually converts. So the title of the training today is Search Everywhere Marketing, and I really want to unpack every word of that because each one matters. Now, search is not just ads. It's social media, um, but the moment when someone is actively searching for what you do everywhere, right? Not just Google, everywhere your customers actually are, and marketing that converts. Because showing up is really only half the battle. And we want leads, and we want revenue, and we want businesses that grow. That's what today's about. So, the Search Everywhere Optimization Playbook is the new competitive playbook. And before we get into tactics, I want to lay the foundation because if you don't understand, nothing else I show you today will fully land. The concept is called Search Everywhere Optimization, and it starts with a simple but uncomfortable truth. The way people search has completely changed. Drop a yes in the chat if you notice that your customers are harder to reach than they used to be, even when you're doing the same things you used to do. Yeah, I can see those yeses. And that makes a lot of sense because here's what's happening. Search has fragmented completely. When I say search, most people immediately think Google. And yes, Google still matters. We're not abandoning Google today, but your customers, they're not just searching on Google anymore. They're on YouTube, the second largest search engine in the world, right? They're on TikTok. For anyone that's under 30, TikTok has been basically become the new Google for product and service discovery. And they're searching on Instagram, Amazon, Reddit, and Pinterest, and increasingly. They're asking ChatGPT to give them an answer. And here's the big idea, and this is the core of everything we're going to do today. Search Everywhere Optimization is the practice of building visibilities across the platforms where your customers search, not one, all of them. And here's the exciting part for small businesses. You don't have to outspend the big guys. You just have to outposition them by showing up in more places. So, quick question for the chat. What platform do you feel the most behind on right now? Drop it in the comments because I'm very curious.
Okay, Mama.
Then go in your room.
Try again. Let's try again.
All right, guys, I get it. And I see those. Keep them coming because I'm going to address all of those platforms today. Now, one size doesn't that fits all doesn't work, and especially in marketing. I want to be honest with you. This is where the numbers get very nuanced. Each of the platforms has its own algorithm, its own content format, its own ranking signals. So what works on Google is not going to automatically work on TikTok, and what ranks on YouTube is completely different than what gets seen on Instagram. So let's break this down real quick by the key platforms. Google, still your best bet for local search, maps, and high intent customers actively looking for what you do. Fastest ROI for most small businesses. YouTube, long form video builds, right? The deep trust in any platform. If you can teach on camera, hello, we're here. YouTube will reward you. And that's why we're doing this live today. TikTok, Gen Z starts the product search here, right? Not Google, here, TikTok. So if you're not on TikTok, you're invisible to a huge and fastly growing buyer segment. Amazon, if you sell products, it's a non negotiable. Reviews and listing optimizations are everything. Reddit, don't sleep on this, you guys. Reddit threads show up in Google constantly. Being genuinely helpful in relevant subreddits is a real SEO strategy. And ChatGPT and AI are new territory. To show up there, you need to be cited by an authoritative source in your niche. And more than that, in a moment, right? And Pinterest is our evergreen traffic, great for visual businesses. Pins drive traffic for months, sometimes even years. So the key takeaway of this is you don't need to optimize for every platform. You need to optimize for how each platform actually works. It's not just copy and paste the same content everywhere. So, let me give you the four most important insights. These are the ones I wish every small business owner knew and understood right now. And that's number one is that TikTok is Gen Z's Google. I know some of you are thinking, I don't need TikTok. But if any of your customers are under 35, and most of you they are, then they are starting their buying journey there. Number two, AI search requires authority. To show up on ChatGPT or Gemini, your business needs to be mentioned and cited by credible resources in your industry. That means PR guest posts, podcast appearances, getting quoted. Your website alone won't cut it anymore. Number three is local search, and that's still a fast path to ROI. Google Maps, Apple Maps, Yelp, Nextdoor, dominating these platforms faster and cheaper than almost anything else. If you're a local business and you haven't maxed out your local presence, that's your first move. And number four, and I think this one is my favorite, is the surround sound effect. When a customer sees you on Google and then spots you on TikTok and then gets an ad from you on Facebook, something shifts for them. You stop being some business I saw once and you start to become that business that is everywhere. That feeling of ambiguity builds trust faster than any signal ad ever could. And for those of you just joining, welcome. We're talking about search everywhere marketing. Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. So, why search everywhere? Thinking beats signal channel dominance. And here's why this strategy is so powerful long term and why it compounds. Every platform you optimize is another door in your business. Platform one, new people find you. Platform two, some of those people recognize you again, right? Platform three and beyond, you feel ambiguous. Each touch point multiplies their value of every other touch point you already have. It's not linear growth, it's compounding growth. And here's the competitive advantage. While you're competitors are still focused on one or two channels, they're playing checkers and you're building a moat, right? All right, so the big section coming up, let's talk about what omnipresence marketing actually means, because this is the framework that ties everything together. So, what is omnipresence marketing? Now that we understand search everywhere optimization, the strategic foundation, let me connect it to a bigger framework, and we call that omnipresence marketing. What that actually means, let me tell you actually what that means and why it matters to your business. So, what is omnipresence? Well, let's look at what it means. The word omni means all, presence means existing, being here. Omnipresence is marketing is the practice of existing in all places at all times simultaneously from your customer's perspective. We move from the one to one marketing to the one to infinite marketing, where one piece of content reaches thousands of people on dozens of platforms instead of one ad to one person. Your message amplifies across every touch point and your customer uses, and building trust before they ever pick up the phone or click to buy. Now, if you're getting value out of this so far, go ahead and hit that like button because it genuinely helps YouTube show this to small business owners that need it. And I really appreciate you doing it. So, omnipresence is not a new idea. And I love this slide because it really puts things into perspective. Spiritually, omnipresence was talked about in Psalms 139. It talked about where can I go from your spirit, and the idea of a presence with no out of range zone, right? In physics, it's quantum entanglement. In Einstein's spooky action at a distance, the universe is more interconnected than we actually perceived. And then in today's time in commerce, we've all been chasing this for decades. You look at the shoes on your phone, you get an ad on your laptop, you walk by the store and you get a push notification. That's commercial omnipresence. The difference now, the tools to do this for a small business have never been more accessible, more automated, or more affordable. And that's what the rest of today is about. So, I want to challenge a lot of business owners who believe that if they just do better work, the customers will come, right? Here's the hard truth: people don't buy from the best businesses, they buy from the business that they recognize. Familiarity equals trust, trust equals conversions. Think about your own experience. If you need an electrician and you've seen the same company name 3 times this week, right? Versus you go and Google and a company pops up with a name you've never heard of, who are you calling? Even if the unknown company is the name you've never heard of is better, who are you calling? That's the speed of trust. And omnipresence is how you build it. Now, drop a comment if this is hitting home because I want to know if this is really resonating with you guys. So, let me describe a trap that I see constantly, and I call it the DIY death loop. You buy a course, you watch YouTube videos, you even hire a freelancer who ghosts you, and you start over again. And then you buy another course and you watch more videos. And the result? Wasted money, zero confidence, and inconsistent leads, and total exhaustion without real traction. Here's what I want you to hear: you don't need more intelligence. You don't need another course. You need a system with a clear finish line. I'll say it again. You need a system with a clear finish line. That's it. And that's exactly what we're building today. For anyone that's just joining us, welcome. We're walking through Search Everywhere Marketing Framework, and we're about halfway through the core strategy. So hang tight because it gets real practical in just a few minutes. Now, our entire framework rests on 4 pillars, and let me walk you through each one. Pillar 1 is clarity. You have 1 second to capture attention. If your message is muddy, if you lose them, that's it. Clarity is about being immediately relevant to the person that you're talking to. Pillar 2 is confidence. Repeated exposure builds trust. The more someone sees you in different places, the more different formats, the more confident they become that you're the right choice. This isn't manipulation, guys. This is psychology. Pillar 3 is credibility. Social proof is your armor. Reviews, testimonials, case studies, press mentions. This all reduces that credibility tax that strangers charge you on your first content. Social proof increases the click through rate by up to 300%. That's massive. And pillar 4 is conversion. Now, none of this matters if it doesn't bring in revenue. Conversion means using the real data to optimize, not to guess, not to set it and forget it, but data driven optimization consistently improves results by 20 to 30%. Clarity, confidence, credibility, and conversion. Write those down because they are the lens for everything you do in marketing. Now, building your system where you work once and appear everywhere. And this is the section I know that you guys have been waiting for. We're going into the strategy and the actual systems. How do you do this without burning out or needing a 10-person team? So let me show you. We call this the waterfall effect, and it's how to be everywhere without doing everything. And this is the heart of the whole system. Step 1 is you create one long form piece of content, just like I'm doing today, a live stream, a podcast episode, a recorded training, 1 hour of your time, and that's the source of it. Step 2 is AI powered tools. Automatically pull the best moments from the content and turn them into 10 or more short clips, right? And each one is optimized for a different platform. One's for TikTok, one's for Instagram Reels, one's for YouTube Shorts, one's for LinkedIn. It's all done automatically, and really, you don't have to touch it. Number 3 is then retargeting ads. Retargeting automatically follows up with anybody who's engaged with your content. They start seeing you on Facebook, on YouTube, and other platforms for the next 30 days. And the results? You appear everywhere 24/7 across multiple platforms from 1 hour of work. This is not magic. This is a system, and it's available to any small business right now. So this is what we call the 1 to 10 rule, right? 1 hour in, 10 more pieces of content out. One live stream or one podcast becomes short videos, quote cards, email content, blog posts, and ad creatives. You've only worked for 60 minutes and your system worked the other 23 hours. And here's my favorite advice for any business owner. Stop trying to create content. Start documenting your expertise and your experience. Talk about what you know, teach about what you do, and let the tools multiply it. Now, quick show of hands, or I guess comments, drop a comment in the chat on how many platforms you currently are posting to consistently, meaning you're showing up every day.
Mommy, I'm gonna do color changer challenge. Okay. I'm gonna do color changer challenge. Mommy, that's why I do color changer challenge.
All right, that is a lot of, I'm actually surprised to see the amount of content that you guys are putting out there. So let's talk about this, right? Let me show you some tools that make it super possible. First is the actual tech stack. And this is a setup that anyone can use. Step 1 is Capture, Descript, or Riverside. You can use either one of those. My team and I, we use Descript. Gives you studio quality recording, automatic transcripts, AI auto cleanup, and editing for easy putting it into a Word document. I mean, it really does so much for you, right? Step 2 is Opus Clips or even Munch. The AI watches your long form content, it identifies the most engaging moments and produces ready to post short videos automatically. Step 3 is distribute. We use Go High Level. You can use Metricool. There's Hootsuite. There's a ton out there, right? But schedule them and post up to 5 or more platforms simultaneously with one click. Batch a full month of content in under an hour. So capture, clip, distribute. 3 steps, 3 tools, and they handle 90% of the job. Your job? Show up and talk. Exactly like we're doing today, right now, right? So let me make this concrete with a real comparison. Manual marketing is posting every day by hand, recording new videos daily, cold calling leads who aren't ready to buy, and guessing what's working. The Omnipresence system is 1 hour to schedule a full month of content. One video becomes 20 pieces. Warm leads are automatically retargeted, and your data tells you exactly where you invest more. This is a shift from manual to mechanical, and it's the difference in your working in your business and you having your business work for you. So, for anyone that's just joining us, we're covering Search Everywhere Marketing System, and we're in the tactical section right now. So, stick around because it's about to get into one of the most powerful pieces of this whole framework. So, this is one of my favorite, and it is one that absolutely surprises people the most. Here's the concept. Someone visits your website even once. They see your ads everywhere for the next 30 days. Facebook, YouTube, Nextdoor, wherever. They go online, there you are, right? You set this up one time in one afternoon and then it runs. The results? You look like you have $1 million advertising budget when you're spending maybe $10 a day on a warm audience, people who already know you exist. This is called the automation shadow. Be everywhere for the people who already showed interest. Now, drop a fire emoji in the chat if this is something that you want set up. Because if I see enough of those fire emojis, I might do a whole separate live on exactly how to build this out. Okay, so let me now show you how it all connects into a full funnel. The top of the funnel is Google ads or Meta ads or YouTube ads or TikTok, right? Think of this as your faucet. It's capturing people who are actively searching for what you do, high intent, ready to consider you. Then we have the middle of the funnel. The middle of the funnel is the retargeting. Retargeting can be done again with Meta ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, right? Even next door. Once someone's heard of you, we make sure that they keep hearing from you. And this is the following phase. Then the bottom of the funnel is the integration, all your tracking, all the platforms sharing data with each other so that every dollar you spend gets smarter over time. Tracking is the secret sauce. When everything else talks to each other, you stop wasting money. Okay, so we're coming into the home stretch, and I want to tell you about how we help businesses implement everything that we just covered. But first, any questions so far? Drop them in the chat, and I'll get to them right at the end. So, here's the question I get after a training like this all the time. And this all makes sense, but how do I actually implement it? And that's exactly why we built Omni 90 membership. And I want to tell you what it takes, what makes this completely different from every other marketing program you've probably seen. The Omni 90 membership, and what sets it apart is that it actually has a finish line. Most memberships are designed for you to keep you subscribed forever. Well, ours is designed to make sure that you are independent or ready for done for you services. You're ad ready, right? You're ad ready for either you to run your ads yourself or for an agency to take over your ads in 90 days. Week 1 through 12, we deep dive the training on our full Omnipresence growth system. This is the same framework that we use for our done for you clients that are paying $4,000 to $6,000 a month. Plus, we have live training, monthly hot seats, coaching, real time support. So by day 91, we're going to do a marketing ready audit on you. We look at your campaigns, we look at your funnel, we look at your tracking, we assess everything where you are, and then you choose. You can graduate to the done for you, where we run everything for you, or you can keep scaling independently with a real system underneath the hood. Either way, you win. So here's everything that's included inside your Omni 90 membership, which is the weekly live training, the monthly question and answer, and hot seat coaching, the step-by-step action plans, and the resource library and toolkit. It's a private community of members who are growth focused business owners doing the work alongside you. And there's monthly action plans, so you always know exactly what to work on next, plus deep dive workshops. So, this is everything. There's no hidden upsell behind this. But let's look at the results. We had Josh, and Josh is actually one of our clients right now, and he owns a service repair business. Josh's lead volume jumped 52% in the last 90 days. And let me just clarify, guys, like he tried everything. He tried the courses, he tried the freelancers, you name it, and nothing stuck. He had 90 days in the Omni 90 system, and his lead volume went up, his cost per lead went down, and his revenue went up. These also led to him landing 4 new commercial contracts. But here's what I really want you to hear. And here's what Josh told me. He said, I used to worry so much about the phone ringing. This company actually moved the needle for us. They really made us seen everywhere. So here's exactly what the 90 days looks like inside the program. Month 1 is Google Ads or top of the funnel, whichever you're starting on for top of the funnel, where your audience is, right? Campaigns live, first optimizations made, retargeting pixels installed. Month 2 is your retargeting. So wherever you're going to do the retargeting, whether that's Meta ads or YouTube ads or TikTok ads, we're going to teach you it there. The ads are layered in, the creative testing, the cross-platform coordination, and the audience expansion. And then month 3 is the full integration. Your tracking is perfected, everything is audited, the readiness is assessed. So this gets you real results, a clear finish line, and no endless membership that keeps you stuck. 3 options. So let me just walk you through each one. We have the test drive, which is 1 month, month to month, which is $1,000. This is for people who want to see the results before really committing. Then we have the complete sprint, which is our most popular, and that's $900 a month paid upfront. That's $2,700 total, and giving you a $300 savings. You also get the done for you readiness audit at day 91 and the priority webinar access. And then we have the extended sprint. And the extended sprint is because we get it, you guys. You're business owners. You don't have time to invest 40 hours a week into your marketing. So we want to make sure you have all the time you need and that there's no rush and that you can get exactly what you're paying for. So, same complete training system across all 3. The difference is your level of commitment and the savings that comes with it. All the details are in the sign up link and will be pinned in the comments. And we can't wait to see you. So here's where we are. Search has fragmented. Your customers are on Google, TikTok, YouTube, Amazon, and Reddit, even ChatGPT. And most of your competitors still just focus on one channel. The Omnipresence framework gives you clarity, confidence, credibility, and conversion. And it gives you the strategy. The 110 rule and the tech stacks gives you the system, and the automated shadow gives you the follow-up. SEM gives you all the information and the coaching and accountability to actually build this with a clear finish line in 90 days. So if you're ready to stop being invisible and start being seen everywhere, the link is pinned in the comments, or you can email me, Bridget at Search Everywhere Marketing. That's all I'll have today, guys.